Hello, I'm Jeff Spock from Amplitude Studios, and welcome to another episode of Endless Cocktails from the Amplitude Endless Summer 2023 Extravaganza. So, I'm introducing various cocktails one by one that the heroes of Endless Dungeon can drink before they head off on their runs into the station. Today, we are going to try the Tea of Myriad Outcomes. Now, this is a very special cocktail that was invented by Shroom, the resident herbologist, medicine person, faith healer, medic. Well, she's an interesting character. You'd have to play the game to really understand. But this is sort of one of her signatures. So, it's very similar to what we call tiki cocktails here on Earth. So, we're going to go a little bit into tiki while we're making the cocktail. Let's start with a little bit of lime juice. If you're stuck on the station, as always, anything that has a roughly 2.2 pH will do. Now, tiki is a thing that started back in the 30s, 40s, 50s in the US. I believe the word actually comes from a Maori word that indicates a statue of a god or an ancestor. So I know what you're saying. You're saying there's a little bit of appropriation, a little bit. Anyway, that was done by guys with names like Trader Vic and Don Beach, though I would also have changed my name to Don Beach had, like his, my name of origin been Ernest Raymond Beaumont Gant. Anyway, so tiki cocktails became a huge thing in the 50s, 60s, 70s, died out during the disco era, and are making a comeback, but with a little bit more understanding of where the original ingredients come from, this idea of this mix of sort of Asian, Caribbean, South Pacific, whatever. That worked great at the time, but we're a little more sensitive to these questions now. So, one of the interesting things you can do when you're making a cocktail with a lot of different ingredients is you add a little bit of saline solution. Now, you really don't want to add much. You don't want it to taste salty, but salt can really bring out the flavors if you just use a little bit of saline in your cocktail. So we're going to add a little bit of that. All right, next comes... Oh, well, what do you want to put in there? Traditionally, one would use a bit of orgeat, which is a nut milk on the station. On the station, generally, the monsters get to the nuts before the heroes can collect any. So it's not a drink that's easy to make. Next would come a mild citrus liqueur. Anything that says liqueur sounds like it has a much more complicated history than what you can actually do when you're on an abandoned space station in the middle of the cosmic void. So they make do with whatever they can find from the devotion garden. One of the more interesting ingredients you might want to drop in is a little bit of almost a vinegary taste, something that has some nice, maybe autumn spice kind of flavors that works well with the rum. So we're going to put in a little bit of that. Don't need too much. It's more of an accent than like the base of the cocktail. So, and then traditionally, as with most tikis, they're going to be a mix of different rums. Anyway, on the station, it's whatever is dark and sweet and distilled. So we put in a bit of that. And then just to mix it up, you find something else that's darker and sweeter and even more distilled. I did this in the wrong order. Actually, since it's going to be shaken, that doesn't matter. So if you're going to try this at home, feel free to make the mistake I just made. Bit of that. Oh, this is getting to look good. We'll see how it tastes at the end. Now, we are going to shake. Now, when you shake a cocktail, the point is to aerate and to chill at the same time. The thing about shaking is you don't want to do it too long. You want the cocktail to get good and cold, but shaking dilutes. You probably can't hear me over the shaker, as well as chills. So give that a good shake. You want to get a rhythm in the shake. You want to feel the ice hitting the bottom and coming back in a nice, consistent. It's kind of like dancing, you know? Whoever thought that mixology would be such a mixed profession? Okay, there we go. Now, we are going to strain that into a tasteful, elegant cocktail receptacle. And put a little ice in the bottom. You might be drinking this over a number of minutes, or if you're here running through the station, perhaps a number of seconds. But we're just going to strain that right into there. We're not going to need too much garnish in this case, simply because it has a lid. But I'd love to see just a little bit of something peeking out to give it a little color. So then in goes the straw. And there you are. That is your Tea of Myriad Outcomes. I should hope, should you partake of it before you do a run in the station, that the outcomes are all happy and wonderful. However, the odds are not in your favor. So thank you for watching this video. Thank you for your interest in the game. It'll be coming out, by the way, on October 19th on PC and on console. We look forward to seeing you in the game and around the community. Thanks for watching. Have a fantastic day.